Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over our favorite hikes on the island of Madeira in Portugal.
Madeira is a stunning island off the southwest coast of Portugal. Known for its volcanic beaches, rugged mountainous interior, and warm climate, it also offers some of the most picturesque hiking trails we've ever seen. Make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video because you are not going to want to miss number one.
For those of you who don't know us, I'm David.
I'm Kaylee.
And we run a travel and adventure vlog called Made to Explore.
We are passionate about activities that get you outside and off the beaten path. We've got a ton of travel, van life content.
If you love adventure travel and van life, be sure to smash that subscribe button. And if you find this video useful, be sure to hit the like button. It would really help support the channel.
Okay, should we just get right into this list? We're so excited, guys.
So excited.
Yeah, these are some of the best hikes we've ever done, all of them.
There are a ton of hikes to do on Madeira, and we're just going to go over our top 4. So if you want to explore more and do more, we would definitely recommend it because this island has a ton to offer.
Number 4 on the list is Ponta de São Lourenço, also known as the Tail of Madeira.
This hike round trip is 7.4 kilometers and 412 meters of elevation gain.
It doesn't really feel like that much elevation gain. It's very spread out, which is quite nice.
And because the views are so nice along the way, you won't even realize it.
Yeah, I've never done a hike like this before.
This was the first hike that we did when we landed on the island, and as soon as we did it, we were like, this is gonna be a good trip because it was pretty incredible. It's not that hard of a hike, but it is a hot hike. It's very exposed. It has a little bit of elevation changes. At the end, you'll spike up a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty moderate.
Nothing too strenuous. Definitely, we would recommend doing it for sunrise because it's actually a huge outjet on the east side of the island.
And it's cooler in the morning.
Yeah, there's zero shade. There's actually a bar along the trail. Bar. Very interesting. I've never seen a bar in the middle of a hike before. I don't know. But it's all done up with solar panels and
off-grid.
Yeah, super off-grid. We didn't go in. I'm sure the prices are outrageous, but you know, might be worth it if
you want to have a drink. Yeah. Number 3 on the list is Lagoa do Vento Waterfall. So this hike starts at the same trailhead as the 25 waterfall hike. We did that hike and didn't love it.
Wouldn't recommend. Honestly, we got to the end of the trail and it was just kind of a wet half semicircle of rock with 200 people. It was just not, I mean, if you're looking for like a moderate hike to get out, no, don't do it. Don't do the 25 waterfalls and do these other 4 instead.
Yes, yeah.
This trail is 7 kilometers and 300 meters of elevation round trip.
This one is definitely worthwhile. It's a little bit more off the beaten path. There's not as many people going to it. It's a double-tiered waterfall and it's absolutely gorgeous. There was fish swimming in the bottom of it. You could go for a swim. These trails can get pretty narrow too. It's nothing special. It's hiking through the forest.
Yeah, but once you get there, it's crazy. If you have a drone, guys.
Definitely would recommend.
Yeah, so where you actually hike to is in the middle of this double-tiered waterfall. So Lagoa do Vento is in front of you. You can swim, you can hang out. Below you is a different waterfall called Cascada de Risco. And I think it's like 2 times the size.
It's huge.
It's massive, yeah. So just a really, really cool, unique place to hike to.
Yeah, and these waterfalls kind of come out of nowhere. They're like very tucked into the middle of the forest in the middle of the island of Madeira. So it's really neat. Very different from all the other hikes that we're going to be talking about on this list.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, not super busy. Like we went to 25 waterfalls and it was packed. And then later that day, we went to this waterfall thinking, oh, it'll probably be busy. I think there was 3 people there, so.
Yeah. If you are looking into planning a trip to Portugal, the Azores, Madeira, we have developed a 58-page guide. It is packed full of a ton of useful information when it comes to planning this trip. It's useful for the planning process as well as when you're traveling there.
Yeah, we have put so much effort into this guide. We've got all of our favorite places to go, all of our favorite stops, how to avoid the crowds, how to get to more hidden places, secret waterfalls, different caves, hidden beaches along the Algarve, different things like that. We have all of this in our guide.
Foods to try.
Yeah, basically everything that we loved about Portugal we have put in this guide. It is an instant download, and we can't wait for you to check it out.
Yeah, we've had a lot of positive feedback from people who have gone to Portugal, traveled around, come back, they're like, your guide was awesome. So useful during our trip. So link in the description below and up in the corner here.
Number 2 on the list is Pico Grande. Now this is for sure the most underrated hike in Madeira. We saw one trail runner on the trail the entire time, and guys, we sat up here for probably 2 hours taking photos. Like, it is just the coolest hike.
You have to do this one.
Yeah. So there's a few different ways that you can start. We are going to link the parking lot that we started at because it is the shortest and easiest way to get there. In total, from this parking lot, it is 7.2 kilometers and 700 meters of elevation gain. You gain most of this at the end. It's kind of flat. You're walking along a ridge for a little bit, which is really neat. You get pretty cool views down into the valley. And then the last few kilometers are a climb, but trust us, it is so worth it.
The last part is a little intimidating. There is a small section of chain that you actually have to like scale the side of a ledge to go up, but it's nothing crazy, so don't get worried about it. We did it without a problem. We'll put some pictures and videos, and don't let that stop you from doing this hike because it's amazing. It's
not a situation where you really need the chain. Like, the chain's kind of there for support, but it's not. You're not going to be like doing any crazy climbing or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it's all worth it once you get to the top.
Yes.
All right, guys, we made it to the top of Pico Grande. It is so beautiful. The chain actually wasn't that bad. It was, you don't really need it.
No.
Just helpful to have there.
Just like such an unbelievable hike and not that hard. So beautiful. You can see Ruivo and Arieiro in the background here. Just gorgeous, but it's like clear all around us.
Yeah.
And it's only 25 minutes outside of Funchal.
Yeah, but the drive is something else. So prepare yourself for some very steep uphill roads.
So number 1 on the list, guys, Pico de Arieiro to Pico Ruivo. This is without a doubt the most popular viewpoint and hike on the island of Madeira, but it is totally worth it, and definitely do this one for sunrise because it is magical. And if you're lucky and you look into the weather, you might even get an inversion. Yeah, so honestly, either way you go, you're so lucky. If you get an inversion, sweet, you saw an inversion there, but if not, you can see, you have crazy views of what would be below the clouds. So either way, just, this hike makes me giddy just talking about it. Yeah, it's amazing.
We found it a little bit confusing when we were first looking into it. So Pico de Arieiro is a peak here, and it is the starting point of your hike. It's the highest peak in Madeira that you can drive to. So when we showed up at 6 a.m., the parking lot was full. So a lot of people come here for sunrise. It's probably the most popular sunrise.
There's tours that go there for sunrise.
Yeah, most popular sunrise spot on the island, and for good reason. We stood there for like 10 minutes, really enjoyed the sunset, and then we took off on this hike. So in total, this one is a whopping 11 kilometers with almost 1,200 meters of elevation gain. It does not feel... It doesn't really feel like 1,200 meters because you go down first.
You lose 600 and then you go up 600 and then you come back down 600, up 600.
The first little bit of the hike that was probably our favorite section.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going down all of these crazy like steps built into the ridge out of stone. It's just wild, and it's drop offs on both sides, and the landscape is wild.
If you can do this during a weekday when it's a little less busy, definitely would recommend it because the pathway is probably this narrow, and like I said, there's tours that go here. So do you remember that? When we were like trying to shimmy past 30 people on the trail and we were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the tour groups, here's the thing about the tour groups. So when we first started this hike, there was barely anybody on the trail, which is just how we like our hiking trails. Yeah. We made it all the way to Pico Ruivo. So this offers a really cool view. It's pretty cool. It's like definitely 360 views up here. It looks like there's 3 different viewing platforms, which is awesome. You can actually keep hiking from there as well, I believe. Like there's different ridge lines that you can do, so if you're looking for a longer hike, you can connect them. Yeah,
there's also a little lodge and a camping area.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah. So up until that point, it was a lot of people came to see the sunrise, but not a lot of people started the hike. It was pretty quiet. On the way back, it was
9 o'clock rolled around and it was so packed and so irritating. We could not wait to get off the trail because it was so jammed. So
yeah. So that kind of just depends on we were really trying to like work on our inner peace while we were walking by all of these tour groups.
Inner peace.
Yeah, that's a tough one because like I mean obviously the tour groups are great and everybody doing the hike is great, but as David was saying, the path is so small that it can only accommodate one-way traffic. So if you're wanting to get, like, we just hit a point where we just want to get out and you can't, and that's very frustrating. So just be ready for that.
So those are our top 4 hikes on the island of Madeira. We couldn't recommend doing these enough. Like, they were all amazing, and honestly, Madeira in general, incredible island. You have to go there if you're going to Portugal. We have a ton of other information we'll link below, YouTube videos, blog posts. It's all in there. We also have a travel guide, so be sure to check that out.
If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to our channel. We would love to see you next week.
See you in the next one.